Yeah, good morning everyone. Let's start off. Switch on your cams. So this was the last problem that we did. Chalo, everyone cams on. So let's start off with the problem. This is MR disk, no slipping. Find acceleration of the blocks and alpha of the disk. Get it? Standard question. We have done this last time. Others cams on. One Shurja, Trisha, Sakshi, Ritisha, Ashna cams on. Done. What is the answer?
6G/11.
First thing, you have to find the torque. Put the mass here 4m. Put the mass here m. This was 4 mg. This was mg. So what is the torque? 4 mgr minus k cap plus mgr k cap. So we have 3 mgr minus k cap. What is I of the system? Disk mr square by 2, particles 4 mr square plus mr square. Hope everyone is revising this stuff. Alpha is torque by I. Six C by 11R. Check it out. Any doubts on this? A is equal to R alpha. So from there you get acceleration also. How was the Sunday paper? It was difficult, yeah? Which part you found difficult, rotation or the electrostatics part? Both. Both. Marks have gone down drastically. People have scored quite less. Hope you all resolve the paper again. So make sure to resolve, at least see what went wrong. See, it is not about marks. The thing is, we're getting less marks meaning somewhere something is missing. No? So we need to know what went wrong. The analysis is important. All clear with this thing. Done. Next one. Next thing. We have a square plate. M and A. This is the axis. 45 degree. Second one. This thing. So two corners. Find I in both the cases. Find a mode of inertia of a square plate about the edge, but this is parallel to the plane. That is perpendicular to the plane. Yeah, standard one. Two minutes. Show you. See. We have to use parallaxis theorem, but before that, we need to find center of mass curve, mode of inertia first. This is 45. How much is this mode of inertia? Anyone? Mode of inertia about an axis passing through the center in the plane.
MR square upon 6.
MA square by 12. It is in the plane now. And if you're thinking how we got that, you need to go back to the square. Square has a special property, if you remember. Independent of theta. As long as you're passing through the center in the plane, no matter which angle you go, it is always ma square by 12. So if you go at 45, it is still ma square by 12 only. It doesn't matter. And this axis you want. So what is the perpendicular distance? This is the perpendicular distance, which is a by root 2. So IA would be ICOM plus MD square, parallax theorem. So that would be MA square by 12 plus M into A by root 2 whole square. MA square 1 by 12 plus R. Multiply 6 and 6, 7 MA square by 12. Clear. What about B part?
2 square by 3.
In this case, it is passing like this, na? Centrum, it's perpendicular. Now this is MA square by 6. And you want about this axis. So this is the perpendicular distance. A by root 2. Now for the second case, IA would be MA square by 6 plus MA by root 2 whole square. That is 2 by 3 MA square. Check. Any doubts, please ask me. Any doubts? Next one.
So in the second one, why are we not using the perpendicular theorem?
Why should we use perpendicular axis theorem? Why? When do we use perpendicular axis theorem?
For sheets.
So it means you can't use parallax theorem for sheets. See, you want about this axis, right? And about a parallax, you know the result, na? So it is parallel axis theorem, na? Why will you use perpendicular? When do you use perpendicular? You know about this axis, and you want in this axis. Then you use perpendicular, na? That is the difference. Clear. Next one. Solid sphere. MR, you are applying a force F here at a height of R by 2. There is no slipping. It is rough. Find acceleration, alpha, speed, and distance after time t. We have done this thing. We used to apply force on the top. Now we are applying it R by 2. Next one. How to do? See, others keep your cams on.
Sir, 15F by 14 mm.
Right. So what are the forces? Friction, N, mg, F. This was R by 2. You have to take the torque about the bottommost point. We are doing nothing new, Ray. All these problems you have done. I'm just revising everything for you guys. That is F into distance is 3R by 2 is equal to I about A into alpha. So 3FR by 2 is equal to solid sphere, na? 2 by 5 mr square plus mr square alpha. So it should be 3FR by 2 is 7 by 5 mr square. So we get alpha is 15F by 14 mr. Acceleration would be R alpha, which is 15F by 14m. Till here it is standard. What is the speed? V is u plus at. Kinematics, you know, A into time. What is omega? Omega initial plus alpha t. And okay, asking distance. Huh? Distance is what? Ut plus half at square. U is 0. Half at square. So just substitute A here. You are done. Now only this is the additional part. So once you know the acceleration, you can find the speed and the distance. Check it out. Ask me if there's any confusion there.
Sir, friction will be minus F by 14.
Friction would be minus F by 14. I didn't get you what you're saying. Okay, you're finding F ka value. Okay?
Yes,
That
sir.
also you can find if you want. That would be F minus F is M. Na? If you substitute A, you'll get F ka value. Okay, but I didn't ask you that, but you can find that also. Not a big deal. If we don't any step you didn't get, please ask me. Next one. Next one. Theta hollow sphere. It's a solid cylinder. No slipping. Find the acceleration and time to reach ground. Get ready. We have done this also last time. Answer?
2g sin theta by 3.
First, you have to find the acceleration. Hope you remember the formula. G sin theta by I by mr square plus 1. This is the acceleration on an incline. If you remember this result we derived. Saves you time. So this would be G sin theta by I is solid cylinder mr square by 2 mr square plus 1. That is the acceleration. In case you don't remember this formula, no issue. You can derive it. F n mg sin theta. You can just write the force equations. Mg cos theta. You can take torque about the bottommost point. The torque about A would be mg sin theta r. That is equal to Ia alpha. So we get mg sin theta. Ia will be mr square by 2 cylinder na plus mr square. So we get alpha will be 2g sin theta by 3. A is equal to r alpha. So it won't take much time. Even if you forget, you can derive in a minute. Then what is the height? Distance traveled by the incline h by sin theta. The height is that, hypotenuse is h by sin theta is equal to half a t square. So substitute there, you get the time will be root over 2h by
3h by
2g by sin theta na 3h by g sin square theta. Check it out, put it up. Copied. Next one. We have a ball here going with B, and there is a spring. So it is pure rolling, meaning there is no slipping. Solid sphere M and R. So this will hit the spring and stop finally. Ball hits the spring and stops. Find max compression in the spring. So you have a ball which is rolling, right? Will go and hit a platform like this. So it will roll, 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 and finally stop somewhere here. So what is the maximum compression? Other scams on? Manoj, Ritisha, Sakshi, Vanish, Vansh. Let's see. Meaning easy only, it is conservation of energy basically. See. Initially ball is going with V omega. So this is state 1. So what is the initial energy? Kinetic energy, half mv square, half I omega square. So that is half mv square. I is how much? 2 by 5 mr square omega square. And we know V is equal to R omega since it is not slipping. So that would be half mv square plus 1 by 5 mv square. 7 by 10 mv square. What about spring energy? 0. Finally, when there is a compression is maximum, meaning it will become like this. It stops. This is state 2. What is kinetic energy? 0. What is spring energy? Half kx square.
Okay.
That's it. Energy in state 1 is equal to energy in state 2. So that is 7 by 10 mv square is equal to half kx square. So we get x is equal to root over 7 by 5 mv square by k. Normally we used to write, half mv square is half kx square. We'll just add half I omega square additional. The rotational component keeps coming now. Put it on, have a look at this. Copied. Any doubts on this? Next thing. Turn the page. So we have an incline like this. We have a solid sphere. Let's take a hollow sphere this time. Release from height h. There's no slipping. Find ratio of kinetic energy translation by kinetic energy rotation when the ball has come down. So when the ball has come down rolling, right, it will have both translation and rotation. Find the ratio of translation by rotation kinetic energy. Get it? Any doubts in the question, please ask me. So you release the ball from the top of an incline, height h. When it reaches the ground, there will be some energy in the form of translation, some energy in the form of rotation. What is the ratio? Answer. You need not even bother about the height h. Huh? Listen, see, it is simple. What is translation energy? Half mv square. What is rotational energy? Half I omega square, isn't it? Those are the two components. No? Translation is half mv square, rotation is half I omega square. That's what we are adding till now. What is I? 2 by 3 mr square. It is not slipping, so v is equal to r omega. So substitute there. Half will cancel. Mm will cancel. You get v square by 2 by 3 v square, 3 by 2. That's it. You need not do anything about height h and all. Meaning when the ball comes down, total energy may 3 parts will go for translation, 2 parts will go for rotation. Clear? Any doubts? You can do this generalized also. Suppose if you give any random shape I, then kinetic energy translation by kinetic energy rotation, that would be half mv square, half I omega square. Half gets cancelled, m, v is r omega, I omega square, omega will cancel. Remember, you can write I as mk square. K is the radius of gyration. So that will be r by k whole square. Then ask questions like this also. What is the ratio of translation to rotation energy where k is the radius of gyration? They won't tell you what shape it is. So this is a general formula. This is for any shape. Put it on, have a look at it. Any doubts? Next one. Turn in the page. All copied, na? So we have an incline 12 meters high. This is 5 meters high. So you have a ball here, solid sphere. No slipping. So this is a fixed wedge. Wedge won't move. So let's call this point A. So the ball will come here with some speed v and omega. And then ball will fly and fall here. No? This is a range. Find the speed at A and the range. Hope you can visualize. The ball will roll over an incline, will fly over the incline. Horizontally fall on the ground. So find the range on the ground and find the speed at A. And if you want to find the range, you need to find the speed anyways. Get it? Rotational motion and kinematics. Projectile motion. Hope you guys remember the formulas. Try. I'll give you 3-4 minutes. Everyone should give it a try. Finding speed at A is easy. We have done that. Range is little there. Let's see how much you remember. First, I have to find the speed.
Sir, is it 10 meters per second?
Yeah. Range. Hope everyone got the speed 10. Mg, h is equal to half mv square plus half omega square. Look at the first part. Energy in state 1. Potential energy mg12. Kinetic energy is 0. Energy in state 2. Potential energy mg5. Kinetic energy half mv square plus half I omega square. So half mv square I will be 2 by 5 mr square omega square. R omega is V since it is not slipping. That is 7 by 10 mv square. Energy in state 1 is equal to energy in state 2. 12 mg is equal to 5 mg plus 7 by 10 mv square. M goes off. We get 5g is 7 by 10. Did I miss something? I missed something. This is 7g. 7 goes off. You get v square is 100. So v is 10. So the ball will fly outside with a speed of 10 meters per second. That is the first part. Now the question has become like this. And this is 5 meters. The ball is going with 10 meters per second. How do you find the range? If you remember, there is a direct formula for this. The time of flight will be root over 2h by g. When you throw a ball from a building horizontally, the time of flight is root 2h by g. Chalo, let's say you don't remember it. Then what to do? Use your general equation. Sy is u by t plus half a by t square. What is Sy? Minus 5 because you're coming down. What is uy? 0. There is no vertical component. What is gravity? Minus 10 t square. So you get t is equal to 1 second. What is range? Horizontal velocity ux into time of flight. That is 10 into 1, 10 meters. Check out the steps. So the second part is completely kinematics. We have done that kind of problems many, many times. Particle is thrown from a building with a speed of 10 meters per second horizontally. The time of flight is root 2h by g. In case you don't remember, you can still derive it. S is ut plus half at square. Put it down, have a look at this. Any step you didn't get, please ask me. Yeah. Any doubts on this? Next one. So if you see, right, the whole problem is actually two different problems. You know how to find the speed, you know how to find the range. Like two different questions we have taken from two different chapters. This is what I was saying. Imagine if you don't remember how to find the time of flight and range, you're gone, na? You should remember everything. Put it on, put it on. Next one. We have an incline like this. You know, you must have seen these kind of things in Hot Wheels, that car. So here we have an incline like this. So this incline, if it extends, it will be 60 degrees. So the ball is rolling here. Solid sphere. MR. This height is 10 meters. This height is 5 meters. Now what will happen? The ball will come here with some speed v and will fly like this. This is H max. Hope you're able to visualize. The ball will roll and will fly over this and will get an H max, that projectile motion. Find H max. This point is A. So you can first need to find speed anyway. So I'll just say find VA and H max. Find the speed when it reaches point A and find the maximum height. So basically when it leaves A, right, it is projected with 60 degrees outside. Hope the question is clear. Any doubts, please ask me. Go ahead, I'll give you 3-4 minutes. Everyone should give it a try. First find the speed at A. That was easy. Then project it. Hope everyone got the speed. What is the speed?
500 by 7.
Oh, you got such a bad answer. Okay. H max. Try. In case they ask you in the exam, na, H max from the ground, you'll add 5 plus H max. So try. 2 more minutes, everyone. Everyone should give it a try.
That's 75 and 28.
75 by 15.
28.
Oh, let's see. I was not expecting such a bad number. Okay, might be right also. Are there any corrections in the paper? Kya?
Yes, sir.
How many are there?
I found only one. I've sent it to you on that day only.
Just remind me again.
Uh,
Electrostatics, mein, na?
Electrostatics, because answer was also given same, but it was given wrong.
Okay, na, only one question, na? But still, I don't know why people scored so less this time. I was wondering about it. Scores have dropped. There are very few people above 150. I was wondering what went wrong. All of you resolve the paper again. See what went wrong. You can ask today after the class, or even on Saturday you can ask, but get the doubts cleared. It is okay to get less marks, but we should know what went wrong, because next time it shouldn't happen. So when the ball is here, the ball is here. Now see what I will do now. I will not write the state 1, state 2 and all. It is boring. I normally do in the exam like this. So this is 5 meters. This is 10 meters. Meaning nothing different, same thing. Loss in potential energy is gain in kinetic energy. Energy comes out, na? This is the way to do it normally. So What is loss in potential energy? mg 10 minus 5 meters. What is gain in kinetic energy? Half mv square plus half I omega square. So this would be 5 mg half mv square. I would be 2 by 5 mr square and omega square, and we know v is r omega. So we end up with 5 mg 7 by 10 mv square. So I know v square is 50 g by 7. Now from here, when it is flying, right, like a h max, what is h max ka formula? U square sine square theta by 2g. And this angle here is 60 degrees. So this is basically projected with 60 degrees with velocity v. So v would be v square would be 50g by 7. Denominator 2g, what is sine 60? That is sine square 60. G will cancel. 25 by 7. This is root 3 by 2, so 3 by 4. Right, numbers are bad. 75 by 28. Check it out. Have a look at this. Any step you don't get, please ask me.
Oh,
Sir,
we'll have to add 5 to this now because we started from.
ठीक है ना, if they say from the ground to add 5 करो. If I gave you this only, na, if you see the diagram, I asked you from this level only. Any doubts on this thing? There people, kinematics and this thing. So projectile motion and all those stuff you should remember. Next one. So this is a better way of writing. Loss in potential energy is gain in kinetic energy. Saves you, 2-3 steps. Who will write every time? State 1, state 2, and everything. It's boring. Turning the page. Next one. We have a rod which is hinged here. Mass M, L, released from rest. So the rod will become like this now vertically if you leave it, so it will swing. Makes sense? So the rod will swing like this. Find omega when the rod becomes vertical. You took a rod and released it from horizontal position, it will swing like a pendulum. Find the omega when it reaches the lowest position. Get it? Any doubts? Anything you didn't get it? Let me show you one. Then yeah, let me show you one. Others, keep your cams on. Tell me one thing. When you say potential energy of a rod, which point do you take? Center of mass, no? When you say potential energy of a system, potential energy of a body is what? M G H of center of mass. Agreed? So when the rod is becoming like this, where is the center of mass? Initially, center of mass is here. Now the center of mass is here.
L/4, L.
So how much did the center of mass actually fall? L/2, na? Even though the rod ka tip has fallen by distance L, the center of mass has fallen only L/2. Does that make sense? So then I can write like this thing. Loss in potential energy is gain in kinetic energy. So what is the loss in potential energy? Mg L/2. The center of mass has fallen a height of L/2. See, you're not interested how much this has fallen. If you see it's an average, this point has fallen L, this point didn't fall only. The average is L/2. Hope you remember this thing. We did this in center of mass, potential energy of a rod. What is gain in kinetic energy? Half I hinge omega square. It is rotating about the hinge. Right? Someone has a doubt like, sir, why can't I write half mb square plus half I omega square? I'll show you. You'll get the same answer. But why I like this method is it saves you 2 steps. So whenever something is fixed, whenever you have a hinge, take about hinge. Hinge is always the best point. Center of mass is also good, but hinge is more preferable. It saves you time. What is moment of inertia? ml square by 2931. How much it is?
ml square by 3.
There. So what is omega? Root over 3g by. That is the omega when it reaches the lowest position. Have a look at this. So this is faster. I can write like the state 1, state 2, initial energy, final energy. I think you guys understand that by now. So now it's a time to, skip steps. You can't keep writing the same thing like, you're writing for board exams. That will slow you down. Any doubts on this? Anything you didn't get here, please ask me. Now let me show you the other thing, okay? People have a doubt like, sir, why am I not writing like this? So center of mass is falling. Till here the story is same, no doubt. Loss in potential energy is gain in kinetic energy. This will be mg L/2. And then someone will say like this, sir, I'll write like this. Half mvcom square plus half icom omega square. Isn't it? This is also right only, no? We derived it if you see the rolling thing. Now the catch is this point vcom, how is it going? So velocity of center of mass is r omega. R is L/2 omega. Agreed? So the circle it is going is L/2. Now see, if I substitute here, what do I get? Half m L by 2 omega whole square half ICOM omega square. Take out half omega square common. You end up with ICOM plus m into L by 2. Can you see parallax theorem? That is I hinge only, na? ICOM plus this perpendicular distance will give you I hinge. Agreed? Does that make sense? You get the same answer. This is nothing but using parallax's theorem. You get I hinge only. So you can put as a note there. So it is always preferable to take about hinge. So if a hinge is given, it's a fixed point, right? So that is the safest point. Meaning this method is not wrong, but did you see what happened? You have to find V is L omega by 2, substitute. There is more working. There are at least 3 steps more. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. So we're trying to save the 2-3 steps. It is always preferable to solve about hinge, whether it is energy, force, or anything. If there is no hinge, then center of mass. If there is no hinge, then center of mass is best. Then COM is next best. So that is a priority order. Always the hinge. Hinge is not there, then center of mass. You might be thinking, sir, okay, fine, 2-3 steps, big deal. See, now it feels like that in the class. You're in a relaxed state. Examiner, the 15-20 seconds, right? Imagine you're solving a question, you get it in 20 seconds. You know how good it feels? It feels good. First thing, it will make you feel good. That will make you relax. Next question you will do. Next question, even if it takes more time, you will not get scared. You know, I have some time. I did it previous one early. So the psychological boost is important. And still, why should you waste time actually? If you can save 10 to 15 seconds on at least 10 questions, you are saving almost 3 minutes. Who knows? You can do maybe 1 or 2 questions in that. Because if it is only 50 people in the class now, it shouldn't be a big problem. And 12 lakh people are writing, that 1 mark will mess up the whole thing. Medical method, that is more messed up, you know. I think 2 years back, we had a student, she lost by 2 marks. She was getting a medical seat. But with the 2 marks now, instead of getting in Bombay, she got it somewhere in Kolhapur. So the 2 marks shifted her from Mumbai to Kolhapur. She got in a government college, but she was like, sir, Kolhapur, mein what will I do? So, yeah, college is there. What will you do? Can't help it. And if she wanted to study in Mumbai only, then they asked her to pay some 25 lakh or 30 lakh donation extra. The 2 marks ka cost is 25 lakh. I don't know the exact numbers, but it was a huge amount. Medical seats are very expensive. Clear with this thing? All got this? Let's see the next one. So preferably the hinge is the best point. Let me give a similar problem. You guys try now. This time the rod is like this. This is the hinge. So you leave it, the rod becomes like this and it comes down. So the rod is placed vertically upward and slightly disturbed. Find omega when it comes to the lowest position. Get it? Same question. Answers?
Root 6G by L.
Okay. Others, give it a try. I'll give you 1 more minute. Let's see. So here it is the hinge. Finally, it becomes like this. So where is the center of mass? Here. Where is the final center of mass? Here. Basically, it has gone in a circle like this. So what is this distance? L by 2, L by 2. So what is the change in potential energy? So loss in PE is gain in kinetic energy. This should be mgl is half I hinge omega square. That would be half ml square by 3 omega square. Root over 6G by L. Easy? Any doubts? Ask me. So instead of writing stage 1, step 1, state 1, state 2, we'll stop writing that. We'll simply write loss in potential, just gain in kinetic. Clear with this? Any steps you didn't get? Put it on. Next one. Similar question, but this time the hinge is here. L by 4 from corner. We have done this if you remember. I asked you find alpha. So when you leave it now, the rod will become like this. Find omega at the lowest position. Try 3 minutes. Instead of keeping the rod at the edge, I'm keeping it L by 4.
Sir, can you show the previous page?
Hmm.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. First, I have to find I about the hinge. Others camps on. What is I about the hinge? We did this problem, right? We calculated I about the hinge last time.
7 ml square by 48.
Yeah. And don't tell me you guys forgot. Here, this problem we did 7 ml square by 48. Exact same problem, question 60. There I told you to find alpha, right? So I needed to find I anyways.
Root 48 G by 7.
Okay, kind of. Try. One more minute. Show you. See. First thing, I about the hinge. How much is that? I center of mass plus md square. Initially, where is the center of mass? Here. Finally, where is the center of mass? Here. How much did it actually fall? L by 4 only. So this would be ml square by 12 plus ml by 4 whole square. Take out ml square by 4 common. You get 1 by 4 plus 1 by 3. 7 ml square by 48. Then change in loss in potential energy is gain in kinetic energy. And steps are same. Nothing changes. Only that I is extra. What is loss in potential energy? mg L by 2, L by 4. What is gain in kinetic energy? 5 hinge omega square. Just substitute there. Forza 12. So omega square would be m will cancel. 24 g by 7 root. Check it out. That's what you got, no?
Sir, I got 48. And I took MGL by 2.
L by 4 only, na? The center of mass from the hinge is distance to L by 4. When it comes vertical, it will fall L by 4 only. Check out the steps. Anything you didn't get, please ask me here. Clear with this? Next one. Turning the page. Work and power due to torque. Just like work and power due to force, now we also have work and power due to torque. What is work of formula? Integral f bar dot dr bar, displacement vector. Now, if a particle is going on a circle, let's say this is r, this is d theta. This displacement vector, right, will be dr bar, which is r d theta. Arc length, na? Radius into the small angle. If you just substitute here that will be f r d theta. But what is f into r? Torque. If torque is constant, then work becomes integral torque theta. Meaning you can write it in vector form, torque bar dot delta theta bar. Just like f bar dot s bar. What about power? dw by dt. So this will be torque d theta by dt. What is d theta by dt? Torque into omega. Vector form, torque dot omega bar. So we will see these things are quite, they resemble a lot compared to that linear equations. Right? Copied. So it's not much. If you see this comparison, right? Torque is I alpha, force is ma. Kinetic energy was half I omega square. Kinetic energy was half mv square. Right? Work done was f bar dot s bar. Work done was torque bar delta theta bar. Power was f bar dot v bar. Power here is torque dot omega bar. Later on, we will see momentum. Is m into v. Here we have something called angular momentum. That's the next part. Which is m ka place mein I and v ka place mein omega. So if you see, they all resemble quite similar actually, translation and linear. Torque ka place mein f, m ka place mein I, and omega ka place mein v.
Sir, can you show the previous page?
Yeah.
Done, sir.
Yeah. Clear? Let's see a question. Don't worry about this angular momentum part. That's the last subtopic in rotation. We'll be doing that. So the question read, a motor of power 10 kilowatts has an angular velocity, rotates with 1000 RPM, revolutions per minute. Find torque. Torque on a body is 3I plus 2J minus 4K. The angular displacement was I minus J plus 2K. Angular velocity was 3I plus J minus K. Find work and torque, power. Questions will be like this on this. Easy questions, they're not really tough. Get them? The motor of power 10 kilowatts rotates with 1000 RPM, find torque, and this thing. Just give it a try and get some water and go. Yeah. What are the first answers? We had to convert omega into radians per second. Huh? Don't forget. So power was torque into omega. So power is 10 kilowatt, that is 10 power 3. Torque, omega is 1000 RPM. That is 1 revolution by minute. Normally, if you see all the vehicles, no one talks about force. Everyone talks about torque and rotation only, RPM. 1000 goes off. 600 by 2 pi. You can leave it there. 300 by 5. Clear? That was easy. What about work? Torque dot delta theta, dot product. What is power? Torque dot omega. We just have to do dot product, nothing much. So that would be 3 minus 2 minus 8. minus 7 joules. What is power? 339 plus 2 plus 4, 15 watts.